Good morning, guys. Today's video is going to be a bit of a vlog where I sort of talk you through the whole garden, where we're up to with things, and quite exciting, we're going to do our first harvest. Hello, Xander. So, today what I've got here is my tomatoes and chilies. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just hardening them off. So, before you plant them outside, it's really important that you harden off these rather sort of warm, loving plants so they don't get too much of a shock. But with these tomatoes and chilies, this is the first time they've come out of the house. So I'm just going to do this for about an hour. But one thing I'll just draw your attention to is the tomatoes. So on the underside of the leaves, you'll notice quite a few of them are kind of got a purpley, tingy color to them. Now this is nothing to worry about. I at first thought maybe it was a nutrient deficiency, but I've looked into it and I think it's just a concentration of chlorophyll. So hopefully it's not going to stunt their growth or affect them too much, but it is something I'm going to keep an eye on, and I'll keep you guys posted on what we find. Next up is the blueberries, and I'm super excited with these because this is the first year they're going to fruit for me. So last year I built this planter, painted it, filled it with the ericaceous compost, and bought 2 blueberry plants. They're a variety called Elliot, and I am going to make a whole video on blueberries and how to grow them. From buying the plants from a shop all the way through to getting your first harvest. But obviously, that's still probably a few months away. One thing I will show you is these super awesome flower buds, which are just starting to form, and they're obviously what's going to turn into the blueberries. So super exciting, working really well. Now, looking under cover, I've got quite a few different things growing here. I'll just quickly talk you through. So first off, I've got one of my tomato plants. So I took a risk and put one of my tomato plants in the greenhouse to see at the sort of middle of March whether it would survive, and sure enough, it's surviving. The variety is called Black Russian, so it's a really tall, indeterminate tomato. But yeah, I was quite impressed with that. Secondly, as well, I grew one of my Lola Rosa lettuces in the greenhouse just to see how it differed to the ones in the raised beds, and I'll show you the raised bed ones soon. In here, I've got loads of flowers. So I've got some teddy bear sunflowers. I've got some regular giant sunflowers coming up. I've got some nasturtiums, some marigolds, and finally, some teeny tiny foxgloves. So we'll see how those come on. Over here is the herbs I planted in the last video. Nothing's come up yet, but we're not worried about that at the minute. They'll come up soon. And then over here, I have some rather leggy looking rocket and lettuce, which I'm going to be planting out later today. And I'll probably put in a quick speedy video of this now just for your guys' entertainment. And I've got some Brussels sprouts just coming up as well. Right guys, here we are at the veggie beds and some super exciting things going on here. So I'm going to talk you through everything I've got going on, and we're going to take the first harvest of the year. So starting over here, I've got the cauliflowers. Cauliflowers are doing really well. A couple of them seem to have fallen over a bit, but I'm going to leave them and I'm hoping they'll sort themselves out. I'll keep you guys posted with that one. I've done it before where they've fallen over and they have sorted themselves out, but some of them look like the stem has been eaten by a slug or something. So that's a bit frustrating, but these things happen. Next over here, I've got loads of beetroot. Now, some beetroot is doing better than others. It's kind of interesting because everything here is multi-sown, and the ones where there's potentially like 3 beetroot are doing really well, and then the ones where it's just maybe 1 or 2 aren't doing as well. But a real mixed bag. But I'm pretty happy. I've first time growing beetroot from me. The variety is Bolt Hardy. So yeah, quite excited to get a harvest out of these. So underneath the broad beans, I've got a few multi-sown radishes. So really just gonna be quite small. So really quite small radishes, but I'm hoping it's still gonna be a really good harvest and everything. Next, we've got the beautiful broad beans. Broad beans are doing amazing, and amazingly, there are even some flowers coming already, which is great news. Some of this, basically all of them have tillard, and some of them have up to 5 sort of shoots coming up from the same seed. So that's brilliant. It's going to be absolute loads of broad beans, which I can't wait for. Finally, we'll skip over the radishes because we're going to harvest one of those soon. But we've got some chard. Chard's not, I think, the problem with the chard, I think, is I planted it out way too early. I think it likes much warmer temperatures. So it has stalled quite a bit, but there are some leaves now, which is great. Some sort of true leaves. And I'm hoping it's going to pick up speed now as we've got the warmer weather coming. And then finally, we've got the Lola Rosa lettuce, which is really red. And if I'll put a picture up of the one that was in the greenhouse, totally different looking. And I think these ones here have, they've been through some quite hard frosts that they've survived and things. So I think, maybe they're a little bit, a little bit hardier, a little bit more cold tolerant now. Right, guys, super exciting moment. I'm now going to harvest my first product, my first vegetable of 2023. I have not prepared for this video. I might be about to pull it up and it might be really small, but you're going to see. So these were cherry bell radishes. Oh, it's pretty good. Hey, would you look at that? A lovely radish. There are a few holes in it. It looks like some slugs have gotten at it, but I don't think there's any reason I can't eat that. So yeah, beautiful first harvest. And I'm going to eat it in a salad with some quiche, which I'll quickly put a picture on at the end of the video for you. And yeah, super happy with that. These were sown February, beginning of February, and today is the 20th of April. So amazing. Right, that's the end of my April garden tour and first harvest. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be back with some more gardening videos.